potentially catastrophic storm, Hurricane Katrina. The U.S. National Hurricane Center says that Katrina made landfall just...
최고 시속 241km의 초대형 허리케인 카트리나.
Katrina has upgraded itself to a category 5 hurricane.
The danger this hurricane poses to Gulf Coast communities. Much of New Orleans underwater.
대재앙적인 폭풍이 쓸고 간 자리엔 물바다로 폐허가 된 도시만 남아 있었습니다. 한 병원을 조사하러 나온 조사팀들. 처참한 병원의 모습에 당시 상황이 얼마나 심각했는지 잘 알 수 있었죠. 그런데 어느 병실의 문을 열자 그곳엔 45구의 시체가 누워 있었습니다.
There were 5 days after the storm, the most ungodly conditions.
But 45 people died at your hospital. How did those 45 people die?
일일째
National Hurricane Center now says that Hurricane Katrina has upgraded itself to a category 5 hurricane.
허리케인 카트리나가 들이닥치기 전 1200여 명의 주민들은 미리 견고한 메모리얼 병원으로 대피했는데요. 이런 상황에도 메모리얼 병원의 의사 애나는 환자들을 돌보기 위해 출근을 했죠.
Anna.
Horace, is anybody in charge of all these people?
Oh, everybody's fine on their own. I've done this a dozen times. Sheltering here is like being snowed in at the airport. You know, you don't have to be here. We got plenty of staff.
You know, I've got some post-surgery patients to look after. Vince can take care of the house. I want to be here. I'd rather be here than not.
그러나 바람은 더 거세지고 물은 점점 차오르고 있었습니다.
Everybody hear me? Okay, so first off, for those of y'all who don't know me, I'm Susan Molderick, and I'm the incident commander for this storm. Regardless of what is going on outside or inside, this is still a functioning hospital. And until this passes, we're going to be operating with special protocols. Any hospital-wide directives have to come from Renee or me.
위원장을 맡은 수전은 메모리얼 병원에서 폭풍을 여러 번 겪어본 최고직 간호사였죠.
Yeah, Susan, have we talked to someone from Life Care? I mean, I know they're their own hospital, but we are in the same building.
Well, they should have their own emergency plan, and they're, you know, they're top dollar, so if it comes to it, we'll probably be going to them for favors.
수전을 비롯한 오래된 병원 직원들은 이런 일을 여러 번 겪어본 터라 크게 걱정하지 않았는데요.
I have been at this hospital long enough to know that most of these storms, they just blow on over.
모두가 대수롭지 않게 여기고 있었지만 이곳에 근무한 지 얼마 안 된 애나는 불안한 마음이 들었습니다.
There are people everywhere. They have their pets with them. Everything seems just so disorganized.
Right.
But everybody acts like it's normal.
Well, I guess it is, right? I guess it is normal for people who've done it before.
Yeah.
남편의 말을 듣고서야 애나는 불안한 마음이 조금은 가라앉았죠.
I wish you were here.
Okay, look, I'm gonna see you in a day, all right?
Okay. Promise.
Yeah, promise.
메모리얼과 같은 건물에 있는 또 다른 병원, 라이프케어. 이곳은 장기 입원 응급 환자들을 간호하는 시설이었습니다.
Today's gonna be a little crazy with the storm landing. You have anybody home?
My wife,
What's her name?
Carrie.
Right, you need someone to call, check in with her.
I got a phone.
All right, you have trouble getting through, you let somebody know.
Thank you.
임신 중에도 환자들을 돌보는 다이앤은 이곳을 책임지고 있었죠.
Her temperature's down.
Oh, that's a good sign. She's fighting off the infection. You gonna stay here with your mom for the storm?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the kitchen's making food. You need something, just go get it.
Thank you.
그녀 덕분에 환자들은 불안한 마음을 잠시 내려놓을 수 있었습니다. 하지만 점점 거세지는 허리케인.
The streets are filling with water that is having trouble draining into the city. That we would be doing a mandatory mandatory evacuation, and I'm going to read the evacuation
Mark, your
order.
mom's in the city. Are they evacuating the hospital? Is she going to be all right?
부부는 메모리얼 병원에 입원해 있는 어머니가 걱정되었는데요.
I'm fine. What I'm really concerned about is you and Sandra. Now, how are you doing there?
No, we'll be all right. And listen, if anything happens, do what the doctor tells you.
Hello, I can't hear you, dear.
Mom?
Mark?
Lost connection.
전화 연결이 끊기자 어머니가 더욱 걱정되는 부부. 이 재난 상황을 통제하는 중요한 역할을 맡은 수전 역시 어머니와 함께 있었죠.
Hey, didn't mean to wake you.
Everything okay?
As okay as it can be.
하지만
Diane, got a problem.
불이 새는 병원 천장. 사람들이 안심하는 사이 병원의 안전에 서서히 금이 가고 있었는데.
Molderic.
We have water leaking through the ceiling.
Do you know where it's coming from?
Well, I don't know, but there's water coming through. Is everything all right?
I can't tell you what's going on up there.
Were you the incident commander for the hospital, yes?
Yes.
So I'm asking, is everything all right?
하지만 대답을 못하는 수전. 허리케인을 수차례 경험한 그녀 역시 이런 상황은 처음 겪는 일이었습니다.
Eric. Yeah. I just got a call from someone up at Life Care. They're saying that there's water coming through the ceiling.
Water?
Coming through the ceiling.
Life care, that's 7th floor. Probably just rainwater getting blown in the building.
Any other problems? This building can take these winds.
Been here 80 years. It can take it. The only thing to worry about, worst case, is flood.
예상과 달리 점점 심각해지는 상황.
Okay. If there were severe flooding, I mean, what
We'd
would
have to
we do?
evacuate.
How?
Well, I don't know how. I mean, you're the incident commander.
그제야 사태의 심각성을 깨달은 수전은 다급히 대피 매뉴얼을 찾아보는데 이건가? 일과를 미루고 외부 시설 관리에 맡기라니. 딱히 어디에도 침수에 관한 대피 매뉴얼은 없었죠.
I'm not having a very good feeling about any of this.
수전은 병원의 침수 문제 해결을 위해 관리자들과 회의를 합니다.
Hospital sits 3 feet below sea level. It's not going to take much to flood the basement, maybe even the first floor.
Well, if we need to move patients to the second floor...
We can't move
It's not the only
ER
problem. It's the
patients.
backup generators. Parts of the emergency power system are at ground level, below ground level. If the levees were to breach, city power goes...
If the levees breach, if we lose power...
We're going to lose the backup generators and we're going to lose all power in the hospital.
All power. No equipment. No monitors. No ventilators.
Yeah, I get it. All means all. When you say flooding, how much standing water are we talking about?
Take about 4 feet to put us out of business. And there's already a foot of water, more than a foot out there right now.
전기가 끊기면 위독한 환자들은 오래 못 버틸 것이 뻔했죠.
So what are our options?
There are no options. We lose power, we'd have to evacuate.
Okay.
It is not okay. There is no plan for evacuating the hospital if it's flooded.
Well, you're the incident commander.
Jesus, could people stop saying that?
If there's something we should be doing, it's your call.
답이 안 나오는 수전.
It is still expected to be a formidable menace. Tornado warning systems out in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida.
그 시간 점점 강해지는 허리케인을 확인한 사람들은 또다시 겁을 먹기 시작합니다.
In its wake, there have been winds registering over 100 miles per hour, and that's here about 4 miles inland.
이런 재난 상황 속에서 대책을 고민하던 수전. 그런데 그때 와, 단단했던 유리창. 다행히 안도의 미소를 짓는데 병원의 안전이 결국 깨지고 말았습니다.
Anna, it's Molderic.
The walkway's shaking badly. I don't think it's gonna hold up.
You need to evacuate. You gotta get out of there. You'll be cut off from everything.
Got it. Start going across. Get everyone off the unit.
수전의 지시에 따라 사람들을 대피시키는 애나.
Everybody across the walkway.
Eric! The storm's surging! The water's at 3 feet! Copy that. The water's coming in fast! Come on!
Horace? It's Susan.
I'm here.
Horace, the basement is flooding. The first floor might take on water. I need y'all to start moving the people from admitting to the second floor, and I need it done calmly.
Understood.
침수 직전인 상황에도 침착하게 1층 사람들을 일단 2층으로 대피시켰죠. 몰아친 허리케인, 무너지기 직전인 연결통로. 모두가 대피한 가운데 애나는 혹시 남아있는 사람이 없나 병원을 둘러보는데요. 이때 구석에서 공포에 떨고 있는 한 간호사를 발견합니다.
Come with me.
애나의 도움으로 용기를 내는 간호사. 하지만 연결통로는 금방이라도 무너질 것만 같았죠. 위험한 상황 속에서 애나는 기도를 하며 침착하게 간호사를 무사히 구해냅니다.
Lord, thank you. Thank you for your mercy.
그렇게 공포의 허리케인이 무사히 지나갔죠.
Then the next day, generators had kicked in, the sky had cleared up, sun was out. They were happy and relieved and thankful. After we survived the hurricane, we thought that we could survive anything. And we were wrong. Lord, were we wrong.
바로 뚝이 무너져버린 것이었습니다. 일제.
There was flooding in the basement, but the water's getting pumped out, and we had some windows blown in. But just be mindful of broken glass. But other than that, the building held up, and y'all did amazing. Every one of you.
피해는 있었지만 부상자 없이 위기를 넘겼다는 것에 병원 직원들은 기뻐했죠.
The water outside. It's gone down to around the 18-inch mark, so should start receding pretty quick.
What about the air conditioning?
That's not us. The AC runs off the city power, and the city power's out.
I know it is hot, and it's only going to get hotter, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water, okay?
사람들은 점점 더위에 지쳐가고
This is Carrie Sal. I'll call you back as soon as I can.
연락이 안 되는 아내가 걱정인 남자.
How's that feel? Good? I'll give you some more, okay?
상태가 점점 악화되는 어머니가 걱정인 여자.
Man, I don't know whether that boiler's coming over that levee or what. The last I heard, it's not. Huh? The storm missed us. So you haven't heard about that water coming over that levee from the lake? No. Check it out.
Water's still coming in. They sending anybody up here? Is who sending anybody? Memorial. Take care of the water and all of that.
메모리얼과 라이프케어 병원은 같은 건물에 있지만 서로의 문제를 은근히 남일처럼 여겨왔습니다.
Hell, nobody even came up from Memorial to check on us last night.
One person in the West Bank called and said people were just running in and taking what they wanted and ran out.
바깥에 약탈자들이 돌아다닌다는 라디오 소리. 그로 인해 병원 안에서는 흉흉한 소문이 돌기 시작했죠.
Be careful out there. Saw some kid dying one of the nurses when she was out with a dog.
Seriously?
Probably nothing, but just watch yourself.
Y'all be careful if you go outside. One of the nurses was getting harassed by some kids.
Harassed?
That's what security told me.
So apparently there was a nurse got attacked by a bunch of kids while she was outside.
Outside the hospital?
Yeah.
조심하라고 한 경비의 말은 이렇게 살이 붙어가고.
Okay, so what I was told is that she was out walking. She got attacked, raped by a bunch of kids.
Where did this happen?
Just outside the hospital.
Who was assaulted?
A nurse.
But who?
I don't have a name.
이 소문이 사실인지 확인하는 수전.
We haven't heard anything about it.
That's not coming from you then.
Heard of some trouble spots out there in the parish, but a nurse being assaulted outside of the hospital, no.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
하지만 엉망이 된 바깥 상황을 본 사람들은 근거 없는 소문을 그대로 믿을 수밖에 없었습니다.
Jesus, starting already.
You know, I heard a couple of nurses got gang raped.
가게를 부수고 물건을 훔쳐온 아이들.
Don't worry, you got your own shit.
Hey, where'd you get the stuff?
We got it. Don't worry about it.
Where did you get it?
Got it at the store.
Store's not open.
We opened it.
Did your mother teach you to be a thief?
We ain't no thief.
You stole it.
하지만 녀석들은 오히려 당당했죠.
All we did, got diapers from my little sister, got some food from my mom's. City's wreck, man. Y'all fixing to put us out of here.
Who's putting you out?
mean, that's the talk? They putting people out? Now, when my mom's supposed to get this stuff when y'all kick us to the curb? All DC is soul surviving.
대답하지 못하는 의사 킹. 그는 수전을 찾아갑니다.
What can I do for you?
Something about these damn rumors floating around.
I've heard. Just tell people, as far as we know, nobody was raped, nobody was assaulted.
Wait, what? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these rumors that we're going to start dumping people on the streets.
We are not going to dump people. But as soon as we can, we will consider discharging patients.
Discharging them to where, Susan? Where are people supposed to go?
We don't have city power. We are running low on medicine, so it is in everyone's best interest.
It's not in everyone's best interest because not everyone has somewhere to go.
결국 수전과 갈등이 생기고 마는데.
And when you start talking about putting people out, a lot of folks in this community, they take that how it sounds. Like you're abandoning them.
Dr. King, I'm getting it from all sides. You've only been at this hospital for a few months, so I understand that you are still learning your way around, but I am the one who has to make the critical decisions. If people don't have anywhere to go, we will figure it out. And will you pass around, if people don't know what they're talking about, would they please keep their mouths shut?
자신의 생각을 강하게 관철시키려는 킹은 타인과 자주 마찰이 생겼습니다.
Still at 18 inches. The city pump should be working.
뚝이 무너진 걸 모르는 병원 관리자는 낮아지지 않는 수위를 이해할 수가 없었죠.
Did you hear this flooding?
Flooding?
Well, that's what they're saying on the radio.
Oh, please, Mom.
I want to hear what's going on.
Nobody knows what's going on. That's the problem. Nobody knows what they're talking about. The people who know the least talk the most.
헛소문에 여러 번 시달린 수전은 범람 역시 근거 없는 말이라고 생각했는데요.
Everybody's spreading rumors, afraid of things that aren't there. 2,000 people in this hospital, and I have to take care of all of them.
You did take care of them. You got 2,000 people through the storm. If you want the truth, that's the truth. You did that.
병원의 총책임자로서 막중한 부담감을 안고 있던 수전은 엄마 품에서 실컷 울음을 터뜨렸습니다. 그리고 무사한 남편을 보고 기뻐하는 애나. 지금 이들에겐 사랑하는 사람이 무사하다는 것보다 더 중요한 건 없었죠.
I miss you so much. If I could run to you right now, I would run to you.
I love you too.
아내와 통화를 한 남자는 이제야 안심할 수 있었습니다.
I can't leave.
한편 남편의 만류에도 굳이 병원에 남아 환자들을 돌보겠다고 하는 애나.
Your boss said before the hurricane that you could sign out your patients.
Okay, we are in the middle of an emergency situation. Every individual is needed. We still have patients coming in. We don't know what's going on in the city.
Nothing going on.
I heard on the news that people are rioting.
Come on, the news is just.
하지만 책임감이 강한 애나는 동료와 환자를 두고 떠날 수가 없었습니다.
In some parts of New Orleans, because of the 17th Street breach, it may be rising, and that seemed to be the case in parts of downtown. But I don't want to alarm everybody that, New Orleans is filling up like a bowl. That's just not happening.
그런데
We got some levees breached. You need to get ready because we got about 15 feet of water coming this way. Hey, you hear me?
Water is coming. A shitload of water.
How much is a shitload?
Storm surge from the hurricane caused the 17th Street Canal levee to collapse on the Orleans side.
그러나 그동안 헛소문에 질려버린 수전은 그 말을 고지고대로 믿을 수 없었죠.
Where are you getting this information from?
Susan, I think
No, I've spent a day and a night listening to rumors and half-truths, and now this one shows up here. How does no one know levees collapsed?
It is a goddamn mess out there. No one is in charge. Nobody knows what they're doing. If you're waiting for an official order, it's not coming.
What do we do?
Get your people out of here. Activate your evac plan, put it to work.
있어야 실행하지.
We don't have a plan for evacuating during a flood.
We have people stationed here. We'll do what we can, but you need to get something going.
침수 대피에 관한 어떠한 매뉴얼도 없는 상황. 게다가 수많은 환자들을 데리고 물바다가 된 도시를 빠져나갈 방법은 없었는데. 하지만 결정을 내려야만 하는 수전.
Eric, go get some spotters outside. I need to know when the water's coming, how fast, how high. I need a head count.
결국 수전은 대피를 준비하죠.
Jesus, God help me.
하지만 무너진 뚝에서 쏟아진 물이 벌써 병원까지 밀려오고 있었고 애나는 집으로 향한 남편이 걱정돼 전화를 겁니다.
Vince, it's Anna. If you're there, pick up.
하지만
Vince, are you there? Vince? Vince, pick up the phone. Vince.
3일째. 에어컨이 끊겨 열기로 들끓는 병원.
The hospital will be flooded, maybe to the second floor. We have to evacuate, and we have to start moving now. And we need to get out of here before we lose the rest of the power in the building.
Well, we have generators.
When the water gets to 4 feet, it's going to flood the electrical switches, and they're going to shut down.
How do we get the patients out?
We talked to the National Guard about getting some vehicles to see if they can contract some private helicopters or if the Coast Guard...
Can they even? I mean, can helicopters even land here? When was the last time anyone used a landing pad?
헬기 이착륙장은 오랫동안 쓰지 않아 사용이 가능한지도 알 수 없었죠.
It's been 18 years since you used the pad.
Even if the pad is operational, the garage elevators aren't wired into the backup electricity system. They're not working.
정말 총체적 난국이었습니다. 대도시의 가장 큰 병원이었지만 이런 긴급 대피시설, 비상 발전기조차 제대로 정비가 안 돼 있었던 것이었죠.
The city water is fouled. Do not use, do not drink from any of the taps. So the bottled water, you have to make that stretch to 2,000.
Diane, they're evacuating the hospital.
Who's evacuating?
Memorial. I heard they're getting everybody out.
We're gonna have to evacuate.
Evacuate the floor.
The whole hospital.
Evacuate when?
Right now.
Are they taking us with them? How are we supposed to get our patients out? Who is in charge?
라이프케어 병원의 운영자 다이앤은 곧바로 수전을 찾아가는데
Susan, Diane Robichaud from Life Care. Are you evacuating the hospital?
Yes.
Why am I just finding out? How are we supposed to evacuate our patients?
Well, you're a private hospital. You don't have your own plan.
We can't contact anyone. We don't even have any of our doctors up there.
You can't communicate with your corporate offices?
I mean, barely.
We'll see if they can get in touch with the Coast Guard or any private air charter, and if our helipad is operational, I will let you know. And get me a list of your critical patients.
That's most of them.
하지만 메모리얼 병원 역시 상황이 심각하긴 마찬가지였습니다.
Well, what about Tenet?
I've been emailing them.
Well, email them again and tell them that we are running out of time.
I told them.
They are our parent corporation. For Christ's sake, tell them that we have about 4 hours left before we lose power and we need help.
I'm trying.
다들 민감한 상태.
I know you are.
하지만 병원 모회사에 수차례 긴급 지원 요청을 해도 답변이 없었죠.
Hey, we just got another email from Memorial in New Orleans. They got to evacuate patients. What should we do?
Like?
I mean, is there any kind of emergency procedure or anything?
Just forward the email to somebody.
These emails are going wide. No one's responding.
I don't know what to tell you.
도대체 이게 뭔 소리요? 환자들을 대피시켜야 한다는데 아무도 신경을 안 쓰다니. 그는 이 상황을 남일처럼 그냥 보고 있을 수 없었습니다.
Hello. Mr. Portis, Michael Arvin. We've got an emergency in New Orleans. We're getting these emails that one of our hospitals is requesting emergency services, and I was told that you might have been in the National Guard.
That's right.
그런데
Well, I was wondering, do you have any contacts in the National Guard? Anybody I might be able to reach out?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, have you had any thoughts about somebody who I might be able to get in contact with? Because,
I'm not at the office.
sir, these emails are sounding pretty urgent. I don't think this is going to be able to wait.
They're probably coordinating something.
수천 명의 목숨이 달려서 도와달라는데도 한가하게 휴가 중이라니. 당장 도움이 절실한 메모리얼 병원.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some kind of number for the Louisiana National Guard or the Coast Guard.
마이클은 포기하지 않고 도와줄 방법을 찾습니다. 하지만 그렇게 구조 작업이 지연되는 사이 물은 점점 빠르게 밀려오고 있었는데요. 이때 메모리얼 병원에 도착한 구조 헬기. 그런데 이거 무너지는 거 아니야?
I can evac one person. One, hurry.
There are almost 200 patients we have to evacuate. We need to discuss who's going first and who's going last. I think that the most sick patients, the ones who are most dependent on life support or mechanical aid, should go out first.
신생아, 중환자, 임산부 등 위급한 환자들을 먼저 대피시키기로 하죠.
There's a helicopter. The sickest baby, bring it.
곳곳에서 물이 새기 시작한 병원.
I just heard from Memorial. They can take helicopters. I got a hospital in Baton Rouge willing to take patients. I'm trying to contact some private helicopter companies, and we got a couple hospitals in Atlanta that are offering evacuation support.
The company's saying it needs to be Coast Guard, National Guard.
Atlanta wants to help.
Mike, this isn't airlifting from a car accident. This is flooding. This is rescue. Okay? It's the military. That's what they do. Let them do it, okay?
사람 목숨이 왔다 갔다 하는 이런 긴급 상황에서 회사는 업무 구분을 따지고 있었습니다.
Memorial can take helicopters, but we're gonna try to use the Coast Guard. Yeah, keep you posted.
결국 민간 지원 요청을 취소하는 마이클. 승강기가 작동하지 않아 힘겹게 신생아를 구조하는 간호사들.
Hey, what the fuck were you doing? That took too long! Elevator's not working! Get her in, let's go!
다행히 한 명의 아기가 구조됩니다.
What's going on? Our heart monitor's disconnected.
We were told that non-essential care was being suspended because we're evacuating patients.
Told by who?
Dr. Cook said that.
I don't care what he said. She's my patient. Reattach her monitor.
병원의 계획을 무시한 그는 소신대로 행동하기 시작하는데요.
Nurse, I said that all non-essential care was suspended.
This woman is non-essential. She needs to be continuously monitored.
Disconnect that heart monitor.
But she is my patient.
I am in charge of this floor, and I've told you what to do. I'm not going to be dictated to by some junior physician. Do you understand?
한편 병원에 입원해 있는 어머니를 구조하기 위해 직접 나서기로 한 부부.
Sir, you in charge?
Who are you?
We're just looking to help.
하지만
Got plenty of hands here. When are y'all gonna move out?
Don't know.
What are you waiting for?
Somebody to figure out what to do with us.
이런 구조 작업이 늦어질 수밖에 없었죠. 드디어 메모리얼 병원에 도착한 주 방위군의 군용 트럭. 하지만 군용 트럭 한 대만으로 구조할 수 있는 사람이 얼마 안 되었습니다.
That's only 20 patients. You were supposed to take 35.
That's all the room we've got.
Okay, so when is the next truck coming?
As soon as it can. You coming?
You should go. No, you go.
구조될 수 있는 기회 앞에서도 환자들을 위해 남기로 하는 애나. 그런데 물이 점점 불어나고 있는 발전실. 결국 뚫리고 말았죠.
We can't hold back the water. It's gonna flood our panels. We're gonna lose our generators.
You said we had 4 hours.
I said best case we got 4 hours. We got minutes.
Sandra, where are the helicopters?
I don't know. They said they would be there.
하지만 아무런 대답도 해줄 수 없는 마이클.
There's no way we're saving these panels. Let's get out of here. It's too fucking dangerous.
결국 병원 건물의 전기가 완전히 끊겨버리는데.
We can't run the ventilators without power.
게다가
Start letting everybody in your unit know that there aren't any more National Guard trucks coming. Water's already too high. And they're pulling the rest of their people out.
What about our people?
Corporate is doing everything they can.
회사가 최선을 다하고 있다면 지금 상황이 이럴까요?
So how long can they keep it up? And how are they going to get the critically ill out of the city?
Unfortunately, they're going to die when we end the battery.
Moments ago, massive explosions shake New Orleans. As the city spirals out of control, there appears to be anarchy. Reports of
Nothing from anybody? No marching orders?
No.
All right, forget this. Give me the location of the closest Sarbu. We're not sitting around anymore.
Got it.
드디어 움직이는 구조대. 한편 다이앤은 뱃속의 아기가 걱정이었는데요.
Don't go getting down on me. You get sad, and I get sad. Both of us got plenty to live for. Let's just leave it at that.
그런데 이때 긴급 환자 발생.
So what's going on?
73-year-old male, right-sided pneumonia, COPD, colitis, diabetes, intermittent cardiac arrhythmia.
How long has he been coding?
10 minutes.
죽어가는 환자를 살리기 위해 최선을 다하는 의사들.
Okay, got no blood pressure. Okay, continue those compressions.
We have a heartbeat.
결국 사망자가 나오고 말았죠.
Stop compression. Time of death, 10:15. You all did your best.
환자를 끝내 살려내지 못한 의사들은 깊은 슬픔과 절망에 빠졌고 특히 애나는 더욱 그런 듯 보였습니다. 4일째 오랜 기다림 끝에 도착한 헬기 한 대.
Jesus, thank you, God. We'll start sending up critical ones.
하지만 승강기가 작동하지 않아 환자들을 옥상까지 일일이 들어 옮겨야만 하는 상황. 이런 식으로 수천 명의 사람들을 모두 구조할 수가 없었는데 문제는 그뿐만이 아니었습니다. 아직 구조되지 못한 환자들의 상태가 점점 악화되고 있었죠.
Yeah, that's heat stroke.
She's in pain. Is there something we can give her?
There's not enough time.
Not enough time?
Yeah, I have to get ready to move patients.
She is in pain.
Get her a damn towel. And keep her
You're just gonna let her suffer?
Anna.
어젯밤 눈앞에서 죽음을 목격한 애나는 괴로워하는 환자를 두고만 볼 수 없었는데요.
I need something for acute discomfort for a patient.
Discomfort.
Pain. Pain!
We have morphine.
I need 5 milligrams.
You'll have to fill out a prescription.
Are you kidding?
We have to keep records. Even with all this, we have to maintain some kind of protocol.
결국 애나는 환자의 고통을 덜어주기 위해 모르핀을 주사합니다.
Anna?
I'm not letting her suffer. Okay, she's comfortable for now. Until we can get her out of here.
그리고 다이앤은 라이프케어 환자들의 목록을 수전에게 전달하는데요.
With the patients who were here at the hospital and the ones we transferred over, it's 53. Altogether, we lost 2.
하지만 수전은 자신의 병원 환자들도 구조가 어려운 상황에서 남의 병원까지 신경 쓸 정신이 없었죠.
What are you going to do with it?
We are doing the best we can, and we will let you know what we find out.
What is there to find out? We have 53 patients we need evacuated.
We have your list. We will work your patients into our rotation as best we can.
게다가 구조 작업이 제대로 이루어지지 않는 동안에도 병원으로 대피하는 사람들의 수는 점점 늘어나고 있었는데
People see the helicopters taking off from the pad. They think we can help get them to safety. We can't take any more people.
We're a hospital.
We're in full evacuation mode. We can't take care of the people we have.
So what are we supposed to do? We supposed to shoot people? Is that what we're talking about?
사실 그는 이미 경비원에게 따로 지시를 내렸죠.
We're talking about doing what's necessary.
그의 주장을 더는 반대하지 않는 수전. 그녀 역시 모두를 구조할 수 없다는 걸 알고 있었습니다.
I'm being told that the Coast Guard helicopters are not going to evacuate those patients from that other hospital from life care.
What?
I'm being told that the life care patients aren't on some list.
They sent us the names. It's 53 patients.
Those patients are not on the list that Tenet sent to the Coast Guard.
I'm in touch with the Coast Guard. We can just tell them.
Michael.
It's 53 people.
All I know is the Coast Guard choppers are for memorial patients.
회사는 관리 대상이 아닌 라이프케어 병원의 구조자 명단을 해양 경찰에게 전달하지 않은 것이었죠. 할 말을 잃은 마이클.
What did they tell you?
Something about they radioed the Coast Guard. They can't take any of our patients.
또다시 수전을 찾아간 다이앤.
That you're not helping our patients.
Our corporation has secured transportation for our
Those
patients.
are Coast Guard helicopters. Your corporation doesn't own the Coast Guard. I gave you a list of names. Why aren't we being evacuated with everybody?
If I could get an answer, I'd give one. I can't.
You're getting your people out. You're leaving us to die?
차마 대답하지 못하는 수전. 다이앤은 이 억울한 상황에 참아왔던 눈물이 터져버렸습니다. 그 시각 녹슨 철근의 헬기 이착륙장으로 환자들을 옮기는 메모리얼 병원 직원들. 헬기로 이 많은 환자들을 모두 대피시키는 건 무리였죠.
Y'all need to go somewhere else.
Hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you helping him?
Help us, man. You gotta help us. Keep back. How about the kids?
He's got kids.
Brother, I'm telling you, stay back. Come on, man, please.
We're shooting?
Think about this, but come on.
I'm shooting.
Help us. You gotta
Stay
help.
where you are.
Please. I'm telling you. Take this. Stay back.
결국 총을 쏴버립니다. 병원으로 오는 대피자들을 더는 받지 말라는 지시를 받았던 경비.
We're not here for us. Come on, we're moving.
Charles, hold up. Hey! What are you gonna do? You're gonna shoot him? You're gonna shoot his kids? What the fuck were you doing?
What I was told.
어이없어서 말이 안 나오는 킹.
You are looking at a live feed of Air Force One with President Bush on board, doing what can only be described as a flyby of the city of New Orleans.
He's not even gonna land? He's not gonna do anything?
대통령을 포함해 어느 누구도 제대로 된 대책을 내놓지 못하는 상황이었죠.
Just as soon as we can, we're gonna move you. If you're feeling any distress, you let us know, okay?
불안해하는 환자들을 끝까지 안심시키는 수전. 하지만
There's another patient at Life Care. Same thing, morbidly obese, probably about 300 pounds or so.
They're gonna have to go last, both of them.
But we're getting them out, right?
I don't know if I'm getting out.
무거운 환자들을 이륙장까지 들어옮기는 게 쉬운 일은 아니었습니다.
Hey, it's Vince. Anna and I can't come to the phone. Leave us a message.
지연되는 구조와 연락 두절된 남편으로 인해 애나는 점점 불안감이 커지고 있었죠.
I mean, people are dying. I just watched a patient die. I mean, he was suffering so much, and we couldn't help him. Will you leave me a message when you get this one? Right? I love you.
그때 병원으로 오는 보트 한 척.
Susan, you need to talk to this man.
I'm Mike Bowles. I'm from the State's Department of Health and Hospitals. We're gonna get you all out of here.
정말 모두 구조해준다고? 하지만 그의 말은 모든 상황을 듣고 난 후 바로 바뀝니다.
At the rate you're going, realistically, there's no way you're getting everybody out. You need to reorient your evacuation. Well, right now, you're prioritizing your sickest patients.
They need the most help.
They're the least ambulatory. It's taken too long to move them. Patients who can get out, who have the capacity to get out, those are the ones you should be moving first. You all have triage armbands?
못 움직이는 환자들보다 이동이 빠른 환자들부터 구조하자는 말이었는데요.
Have the doctors distribute the bands. Patients who are well enough to move by themselves, give them green bands. Patients who need assistance, yellow bands. Those who are completely dependent on care, red bands. Patients they think they might not be able to save, give them black bands.
그렇게 환자들은 등급이 나뉘게 되고 그 등급별로 생사가 갈리게 되었죠.
So that's how we're going to decide who lives and who dies by colored armbands?
Trying to save all your patients means some that could have gotten out are going to end up dying.
Who are you with again? Who
Department
is it?
of Health and Hospitals.
Who is it that's telling you that this is the protocol we're supposed to be using right now? People are saying things, he's saying things, the National Guard is saying things, but we don't know who's in charge.
You want to know who's in charge? Nobody.
이 절망적인 사태를 아무도 책임지려 하는 사람이 없었고 누구를 믿어야 할지도 모르는 상황에서 판단 기준이 흐려진 수저는 흔들리고 있었습니다.
So you all need to figure out how you're going to help yourselves. Now, we're going to start getting boats in here as soon as we can. Probably not until the morning. Anybody that can move, have them ready to go.
쉴 틈 없이 진행되는 구조 작업. 하지만
What happened? Everybody okay?
I couldn't see where I was going. I almost fell off the side.
병원 직원들의 체력은 이미 바닥난 상태였죠.
They need to rest. I really think we need to suspend any evacuations for the night.
You want to stop? Well, I would hope to Christ we get out of this hospital.
We keep at it, somebody's gonna get killed.
Patients are already dying.
And trying to keep this up all night with an exhausted staff. Does that help them or hurt them?
결국 수조는 모두의 안전을 위해 구조 작업을 잠시 중단하기로 합니다.
Y'all have worked long and y'all have worked real hard, but we can't keep it up. So we are suspending the effort for the night. Mistakes are being made and accidents are happening, so we can't keep going. When it gets light out, they have promised us boats tomorrow.
공포와 절망에 빠진 사람들은 내일 온다는 배에 모두 희망을 걸고 있었죠. 이 와중에도 애나는 쉬지 않고 계속 환자들을 돌보고 있었는데요. 주변에선 그런 애나를 걱정스럽게 보고 있었습니다.
You should be getting some rest. I could say the same to you. Anna, you need rest.
그리고 얼마 후
Everybody downstairs! Take one bag! No animals! Downstairs, now!
We gotta go.
What do we do with rope feet?
Just a bag, one bag. We got to go.
어쩔 수 없이 반려견을 버리고 떠나야만 하는 사람들. 하지만 배는 오지 않았죠.
Ma'am, you really want to head back inside?
Man.
Everybody listen up. No boats. There aren't any boats.
도대체 그 보건부에서 나왔다는 녀석은 뭐지? 다시 사람들은 더 큰 절망에 빠지게 됩니다.
We were just gonna leave him.
You can't imagine how hot. The patients are moaning and crying. There's the constant sound of misery, and the people are dying. They're already starting to die. We need help. Mark, your mother needs help. You need to help us.
이렇게 많은 구조대가 모여 있었지만 구조 지시가 내려오지 않아 병원을 도울 수 없었죠.
Did you hear her? They need help. Memorial Hospital. They need help and they need it now.
At this time, Memorial is a secondary priority for all rescue operations.
Did you hear what she said? People are dying. People are just standing around here. Nobody's doing a goddamn thing, and you won't let us help. Do something. Do something.
You need to get off this line. Get off this line now.
어떻게 이럴 수가?
None of y'all gonna do anything? You're not even gonna try?
하지만 구조대원들도 약탈자들의 총이 난무하는 곳에 지시 없이 선뜻 구조를 나서지 못했습니다.
We could try to get to the hospital on foot.
The water's too high. It'll be too toxic to swim in.
We should get as close as we can and see
Hey.
그때
Y'all want to get the little up there? We can get you there. How?
Got some boats. We came to help people. All they got us doing is nothing.
Seems just like we'll head out. All right.
한편 병원 안의 상황은 점점 심각해지고 있었는데요.
Here and so warm, so you can only imagine what it's like inside the hospital rooms.
They're using portable oxygen, trying to decide which patients they can give the oxygen to in order to prolong their lives. They're running out of food.
I couldn't get in touch with Memorial. I don't know, maybe they lost power. So the last email I got, fatigue, stress, anxiety, supplies are all issues now. We can't take it. Jesus.
규정 때문에 도움을 주지 못하고 있는 메모리얼 병원의 본사, 그리고 구조가 절실한 메모리얼 병원 사람들.
I think I might have found some helicopters that can evacuate the patients. They're here in Dallas. They won't be in New Orleans for hours.
그런데
Send them.
We got to get corporate approval. They're not air
Get the
ambulance.
approvals, just send them.
Memorial's not going to know they're coming.
Just try anything you can to get them a message. They gotta hang on. They gotta hang on till those copters get there.
마침내 규정을 어기고 적극적으로 구조에 나서죠. 5일째.
We're all gonna die. They start moving people again.
Not yet. We don't have any boats or helicopters right now.
I get to go last, right? I'm going to be hard to get out. Hey, there's someone else like me here. Another big guy up in life care. We probably both gonna go last. As long as we don't get left behind.
애나는 해줄 수 있는 말이 없었습니다. 그런데 메모리얼 병원을 그냥 지나쳐버리는 헬기.
We never should stop.
Okay.
어젯밤 구조 작업을 잠시 중단하는 바람에 구조 우선순위에서 밀린 것이었죠.
Some of the staff have been asking. They're worried about their pets.
People are dying and they are worried about their
They're worried
pets.
about what's going to happen to the animals if they have to leave them here. And they're thinking maybe they should do the humane thing.
인도적인 조치라면?
Probably. I think that we have to consider patients that we can't evacuate, making sure that they don't suffer either.
You mean just keeping them comfortable, right? Because a lot of people are on edge. And I want to make sure that there is no confusion.
하지만
No, there's no confusion.
수저는 무슨 생각을 하는 걸까요? 더위에 정신을 잃어가는 엄마를 최선을 다해 보살피는 딸.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here, Mom. I'm right here for you.
그리고 어머니를 구하러 병원에 온 부부. 병원 사람들은 배를 보고 동요하는데
Y'all keep standing, push back. All right, give it a check. Push back.
Who are you with? Not with anybody. Just us.
Go find your mom.
Can you take patients?
A few.
I'm going to get somebody. I'm coming out hot. I need these boats ready to go.
They'll be ready. Get her on team. But when you leave, take me with you.
경비원은 사람들 몰래 지옥 같은 이곳을 빠져나갈 생각이었죠.
Push back for me. Mom, how come you don't even have it hooked up to IV?
We were told to suspend.
Y'all decide to quit being doctors?
그렇게 화를 낸 아들은 곧바로 어머니를 무사히 구조합니다.
Let's go.
이때 지켜야 할 사람들을 버리고 훌쩍 떠나버리는 경비원.
What the hell are you doing? Charles! You're a coward! You are a coward, Charles!
I know everyone's feeling like no one is coming to help us. Everybody feels abandoned. But the doctors, it's like they're giving up. Come on, we can't just do nothing. So start walking the line. One end of the corridor to the other.
킹은 환자들의 치료를 멈추지 말자고 직원들을 설득하고 있었죠.
We were told to suspend care.
So I don't care what those other doctors told you. They're still our patients. So we're gonna do what we can. Best we can.
How's he doing? Holding up.
가족 같은 반려견이 고통스러워하는 걸 바라보며 곁을 지키고 있는 여자.
Did I kill him? Even if we can't get out of here, they're not gonna let us take pets. And I just can't leave them.
의사로서 사명감이 남달랐던 애나는 생명을 일부러 죽여야만 하는 상황이 절망스러웠습니다.
Some of the staff have asked what's the most humane thing to do with their pets.
An injection of pentothal. And give them a shot, they go to sleep and die.
Do you think that's the right thing to do?
We have to be realistic about the situation. The most humane thing to do is to put them down. Give them a little help. Give them a little push.
결정을 내려야 하는 수저는 누구보다 마음이 무거웠죠. 오지 않는 구조를 기다리다 지친 사람들. 그때 마침 본사에서 요청한 헬기가 도착하는데요.
Helicopters! We got helicopters!
서둘러 구조 작업을 시작하는 수전.
Listen to me. As was decided, patients with black wristbands with DNRs, they need to be set aside. They go last, understand?
Yeah.
메모리얼 병원에 온 구조 헬기였지만 라이프케어 병원도 죽어가는 환자들을 그냥 방치할 수 없었죠.
Diane, the helicopters are back. There's a bunch of them.
Stop moving patients. Start taking them to the helipad.
Did you clear this one?
I'm not clearing anything with them. We're moving our patients. Get the most critical out first. Everybody, start moving patients. We're taking them to the helipad.
이대로 가만히 있다가는 환자들이 모두 죽을 거라는 걸 아는 다이앤.
It's getting to be time to move patients. I need you to hang on, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
하지만
Hold on. No, we're not moving those patients yet.
Those patients, what does that mean?
Patients with black armbands, DNRs, they're going last.
Well, she needs to go.
Black
I know you
bands,
don't need to tell me
DNRs go
which
last.
patients
I'm
am I
not
get to
arguing.
go.
대부분 검은 팔찌 환자들이었던 라이프케어 병원은 어쩔 수 없이 구조 순서를 기다려야만 했습니다.
Just sit up. There you go. Yeah, you stay with me. Stay with me. That's it.
그리고 반려동물들은 결국 마취제를 맞고 안락사를 하게 되었죠. 생명을 살려야 하는 병원에서 죽음이 점점 늘어나자 애나는 마음이 더욱 복잡해졌는데요.
She's passed. I'll have someone take care of her.
Susan, have you heard from anybody? The police, the National Guard, is there any plan to get the patients out of here?
A plan? No.
I just watched a patient die.
God.
I look at some of these patients, you know, what they're going through, what we're putting them through. You know, they're like my cancer patients.
구조를 기다리며 죽어가는 환자들을 살리기 위해 최선을 다했던 애나. 하지만
You do everything you can to try and help them, no matter the odds, no matter everything against you. You find a way. You find a way to save a life. But sometimes there is nothing else to do for them except to make them comfortable.
I agree.
애나의 생각에 동의하는 수전.
You should talk to Dr. Cook about that.
쿡 박사는 반려동물들을 안락사시킨 사람이었죠. 그런데 하나둘 죽어가는 사람들.
Am I gonna make it out?
Everybody's gonna make it out.
Just know because my size.
We're gonna get you out like everybody else. Okay? All right.
그때 다가오는 보트 한 척.
You've all been given a mandate from the city of New Orleans. Your hospital's been put under evacuation orders. We'll have rescue boats here soon. Everybody needs to be out, and the building empty by 5 p.m.
5 p.m.?
It's almost noon.
How are we supposed to get everybody out in 5 hours? With our head count, it'll take at least 24 hours.
There are boats coming.
밤에 날뛰는 폭도들을 피해 안전하게 밤이 되기 전까지만 구조 작업을 진행한다는 것이었는데요. 5시간 안에 환자들을 모두 대피시키는 건 불가능한 일이었죠. 하지만
5 p.m. the last boat leaves. Everybody is to be out of the building if we have to drag them out. So what are we supposed to do?
어쩌면 이번이 환자들을 구조할 수 있는 마지막 기회일지도 몰랐습니다.
We'll continue the evacuation as best we can.
We can't possibly get everybody out in 5 hours.
No living patient will be left behind.
결국 가망 없는 환자들은 포기해야 한다는 소리였죠.
We have been ordered to evacuate the hospital by 5 o'clock.
It's never going to happen.
If you haven't spoken with Dr. Cook yet, now's the time.
그녀는 무슨 생각을 하는 걸까요? 쿡 박사와 은밀하게 대화를 주고받는 애나. 그런데
I wasn't trying to listen in on what they were saying, but it's not like they were being real quiet.
What were they saying?
They were talking about how we're not going to get everybody out of here and how patients are suffering, and we have to find a way to end the suffering.
Well, if there are patients who are in pain, we gotta do everything we can to help them.
That's not what they were talking about. Just comfort, you know? I really don't think they were.
Who's they?
You and Cook and Anna Poe. They were talking about ending patient suffering.
드디어 본격적으로 구조 작업이 시작되고 간단하게 짐을 챙긴 사람들은 다들 보트에 올라타기 시작하는데
Sandra's gonna get you to the family. All right?
I'm right behind you.
병원을 책임진 수저는 어머니를 먼저 안전하게 보내드립니다. 그리고
Horace, I think that you should evacuate with the next group.
Susan, I can't evacuate. I'm a doctor. Doctors look after patients. Come on, I'm a doctor.
There is nothing else any of us can do. And there's nothing more that I would ask you to do. It's time to go.
수저는 의사들도 하나둘 대피시키죠. 하지만 떠나지 않고 끝까지 남아있는 킹.
Dr. King, would you like to join us in a prayer?
I have people I have to take care of.
그런데 이때 환자에게 수상한 주사를 놓고 있는 애나를 발견하는데 게다가
Dr. Baltz?
환자들을 버려두고 떠나는 의사에 크게 실망한 킹. 결국 남은 환자들을 포기한 듯한 그들의 행동에 분노한 킹도 떠나버립니다.
Let's go downstairs, you! Get downstairs right now. Come on, everybody out. Hospital's being evacuated.
This is my mother. I'm not leaving my mother.
We are evacuating
They're the not
hospital.
Gonna help her. Nobody is going to help her.
Look, you can either leave on your own or you'll be charged
She
with
is
trespassing.
my mother.
하지만
Get her out of here.
Wait, let me say goodbye. Let me say goodbye, please.
이제 그만 어머니의 곁을 떠나야만 하는 딸.
Mom, they're making me leave the hospital, so I can't stay with you. It's okay. You're going home.
딸은 애써 미소를 지어 보였죠. 엄마와의 마지막 작별 인사. 홀로 남겨진 엄마를 뒤로하고 딸은 떠나게 됩니다.
How's it going?
These aren't Coast Guard copters. They can't fly at night. As soon as it gets dark, we have to cut it off. Anybody who's getting out of here? They've got an hour.
이제 남은 1시간 동안 병원에 있는 모두가 대피해야 하는데 라이프케어 병원 간호사들에게 환자들을 남겨둔 채로 떠나야 한다고 전한 애나.
Therese?
They can't do this.
Do what?
They're our patients.
What's going on?
The doctors from Memorial, they're going to take over care of our patients.
What's that mean?
I don't think our patients are going to be evacuated. They aren't going to leave.
Oh, no, I mean, this is bullshit. We've been with these patients for 5 days. Are we supposed to just leave them? We're just supposed to just leave them.
What's going to happen? We can't stop from happening.
그리고 자신이 구조 희망을 줬던 환자에게 이 소식을 전해야만 하는 다이앤.
Emmett, the staff is being told to evacuate the hospital. And they're making us leave. And they're making us leave right now.
You said you wasn't gonna leave me.
There are going to be doctors here from Memorial. They're going to take care of you, stay with you.
But they still gonna get me out of here, right?
그녀는 차마 사실을 전하지 못했죠.
They're going to stay with you. Nobody's going to leave you alone.
하지만 그녀의 표정을 보고 그는 이미 알 수 있었습니다.
Leave it on. If you come to it, my wife's name is Carrie.
Oh no.
Tell her.
그가 많이 사랑했던 아내 캐리.
Just tell her whatever. Just look to the future. Just move on forward.
I'm sorry.
무거운 죄책감을 안고 떠난 다이앤.
Anna, can you lend a hand?
I have to go back up to 7.
You going up to life care? The patient's still up there?
A few. Yeah, we're gonna do everything we can to make them comfortable.
편안하게 해준다는 애나의 말에 뭔가를 짐작한 간호사. 그녀는 고통스러워하는 환자들을 이대로 죽게 놔둘 수 없었죠.
We are getting all of these patients out of here. Every one of them. We are nurses, and we're going to get it done. I need help.
그리고 몸무게 때문에 가장 구조 희망이 없던 환자를 구조하기로 합니다.
You ready to go? We're getting you out of here.
1, 2, 3.
Susan, you got him?
I got him.
다 같이 힘을 모아 환자를 옮기는 간호사들. 이제 헬기로 옮기기만 하면 그렇게 간호사들은 겨우겨우 무사히 환자를 구조했죠.
Let's go. Anybody left? Be on their own.
텅 비어 적막한 공기만 남은 병원. 그리고 구조되지 못한 라이프케어 병원의 환자. 그에게 누군가 다가오는데. 허리케인 카트리나 상륙 13일 후 허리케인이 지나가고 평화를 되찾은 도시. 하지만 메모리얼 병원에서 사망한 채로 발견된 45명의 환자들로 인해 세상이 떠들썩했는데요.
Now, I'm interested in looking into what happened. Seems like there was a gross dereliction of duty across the board. In particular, I want to take a look at what happened at Memorial Medical Center. 45 dead patients. Now, does that make any sense to you?
Maybe in a hospital that size, given the conditions, maybe 45 patients just succumbed.
Maybe they didn't.
결국 무인문의 죽음에 대해 본격적인 조사가 진행됩니다.
In the 5 days following Katrina, the conditions in that hospital, in all my years of medicine, I've never seen anything like that, ever.
So, are you saying that the conditions are the reason why 45 people ended up dead?
No. It wasn't just the conditions. Well, in those conditions, and perhaps because of those conditions, decisions got made that never should have been made.
유가족들에게 사망 소식을 알리는 메모리얼 병원 의료진들.
Finally, I've been trying to reach anyone.
I am very sorry to say that your mother died at the hospital between the hurricane and the evacuation of patients from the facility.
Why wasn't she evacuated ahead of the storm?
I'm sorry, I don't have that specific information.
A cause of death will be identified and a death certificate will be made available.
I am very sorry.
We are so sorry.
이들이 유가족들에게 할 수 있는 말은 이 말뿐이었죠.
There was some patients there that were critically ill, and regardless of the storm, had the orders of do not resuscitate. In other words, if they died, to allow them to die naturally and not to use any heroic methods to resuscitate them. We all did everything we could within our power to give the best treatment to the patients in the hospital and make them comfortable.
하지만 당시 병원에 함께 있었던 다이앤은 애나의 말을 반박했습니다.
Do you want to tell us what happened?
I was called up to a meeting at Life Care.
We're getting all the patients out that we can.
So, some people are not getting out.
The plan is to not leave any living patients behind.
결국 대피시킬 수 없는 환자들도 있다는 말이었죠.
What about Emmett Everett?
We were talking about Emmett. He's paralyzed, weighs what, 380 pounds?
About?
How many people do you think it would take to move him?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He'd have to go down the stairs. That's 7 flights in the dark. Then he'd be driven up to the top of the parking garage and carried up the narrow steps to the helipad.
I'm sure there's a way to do it.
It has been a struggle with people far easier to manage.
무슨 말인지 이해가 안 되는 다이앤.
So what are we talking about?
She said, some of these patients, they're just not going to survive.
Did Dr. Poe mean she was going to euthanize him?
The word euthanize was never used, but I'm fairly certain that's what happened to him in the end.
I'm taking full responsibility for all of this. I don't want anybody worrying about losing their license.
As if that's what I cared about. I believe in my heart that my patients were killed.
So, Miss Mendez, you were the nurse executive for Life Care?
That's right. Yes.
애나와 함께 있었던 의료진들의 증언을 통해 조금씩 밝혀지는 그날의 진실.
Can you tell us what you remember about that last day?
I remember we had a meeting with Susan Molderick, and she was saying she didn't think that the life care patients were going to make it.
Do you know why?
They didn't want to leave patients alone and behind to suffer in a deserted hospital, maybe for days, before they died.
These patients, they're probably not going to survive. The decision's been made to administer lethal doses.
Did she say specifically what drugs?
Morphine was one of them.
당시 애나는 라이프케어 환자들의 상태를 꼼꼼히 확인하고 있었는데요.
There's no way we can get him out.
What happened then?
She wanted somebody to sedate him.
Did you see her administer drugs to any of the patients?
Did you see anything else?
No. We left.
Mr. Nakamaru, as the pharmacist on that last day, did Dr. Poe tell you what the plan was going to be?
She told me patients would be given lethal doses.
간호사들과 일치하는 약사의 말.
I asked her what kind of medications she would give the patients. She then showed me vials of morphine and Versed, which is a surgical sedative.
Did you see her or the nurses administer the drugs?
I saw them draw up the drugs into syringes, but I didn't see them actually inject the patients, no.
Did you see anything else?
I saw Dr. Poe coming out of one of the rooms. She had put the syringes in a clear plastic waste bag, and Poe asked me something. She asked me to check on the patients and pull the sheets over the ones who had died.
점점 진실과 가까워지는 환자들의 안락사, 그리고 모두가 하나같이 입을 모아 말하는 주장.
Those patients were murdered.
Brian King, nice to meet you both. Yeah, come on in. I reached out because I was watching TV coverage of the mortuary workers recovering bodies at Memorial, and I just couldn't believe the number of bodies they recovered from the chapel.
Well, why is that?
킹은 병원을 떠나기 전 마지막으로 확인한 사망자 수가 20명 정도라는 걸 기억하고 있었습니다.
So when I learned that 45 bodies were recovered in total, I was like, there's no way that many people died in the time frame between the time I left and the following day. How many hospitals are losing 20 patients in one day?
Well, some might suggest it was because of the horrible conditions.
People don't die that often in hospitals, even under adverse circumstances.
So then what was it?
I knew something was happening.
They were talking about how we're not going to get everybody out of here, and how patients are suffering, and we have to find a way to end that suffering.
킹은 한 간호사에게 애나가 안락사에 대해 의논했다는 이야기를 듣게 되고
Wait, who was they?
You and Cook and Anna Poe, they were talking about ending patient suffering, and I heard Anna say, "Oh yeah, I don't have a problem with that."
What? And I'm thinking in my mind, that's not normal. That's not what we're paid to do. We're paid to care for people, to help people.
So you knew what she meant, but you didn't question it.
You gotta understand, I was one of the only black doctors in that hospital. I was only recently hired. I'm a person who speaks his mind, but I also know when to shut my mouth.
동료들과 여러 번 마찰이 있었던 킹은 자신이 무시당하고 있다는 피해의식이 있었고 이제 폭발해버렸죠.
I can't call them people anymore. When you're talking about killing people who've done nothing wrong, humans don't do that to one another. I was like, these, the correct word is motherfuckers are talking about killing people.
Wait, did you directly see anything related to that?
킹은 수상한 약물이 든 주사기를 들고 다니는 애나를 또렷하게 기억하고 있었습니다.
She was holding a handful of 10cc syringes with the pink needle.
Did you see Dr. Poe inject any of the patients?
No. But here she is holding a handful of syringes. And people are saying things they shouldn't. I said to myself, this is not a normal situation. I probably shouldn't be here. I can't be a part of this.
다들 애나를 강하게 의심했지만 그녀가 환자에게 직접 약물을 주사하는 걸 봤다는 사람이 없었죠.
When people began making choices that leave a mark on the soul, and talk heard here for the first time anywhere of more, of mercy killings.
There are new questions about whether the staff at a flooded hospital once talked about euthanizing patients.
뉴스에 나와 허리케인 재난 당시 버려진 환자들이 안락사를 당했다고 주장하는 킹으로 인해 논란은 점점 커지고 있었는데요.
I don't know what was in the syringes. I don't know. And the only thing I heard her say is I'm going to give you something to make you feel better.
Oh, God, I don't believe this. I sympathize with his concern, but he's going to destroy the reputation of every doctor that's ever worked at that hospital.
한편 같은 시각
who King alleges held the syringes, spoke by phone with the media on several occasions and emphasized that everyone inside the hospital felt abandoned. The doctor said, quote, "We did everything humanly possible to save these patients. The government totally abandoned us to die. In the houses, in the streets, in the hospitals. Maybe a lot of us made mistakes, but we made the best decisions we could at the time."
하지만 여러 의료진들과 부검의들은 환자들의 죽음을 자연사가 아닌 약물로 인한 살인으로 판단했죠.
So, in your opinion, Dr. Baden, where's the evidence point?
Homicide.
In all the cases you reviewed?
Yes.
Mrs. Everett, was your husband near death when the hurricane hit?
No.
You think they just didn't want to move him?
Let's be real. You're on the 7th floor. You got a man paralyzed, 380 pounds. You really want to risk injuring yourself to try to carry that man down 7 flights of stairs?
Because of his size, that's why you think he may have been killed.
Yes, that's absolutely what I believe.
Well, who's filed so far?
That I know. The families of Emmett Everett, Alice Hutzler, Rose Savoy, and Hollis Alford.
So you believe this was murder?
Yes. I think it was murder.
그리고 죄책감에 차마 말하지 못했던 중요한 사실을 뒤늦게 털어놓는 간호사.
You know who I'm talking about, right? He was a conscious patient. She told me she planned to give him something.
I want to tell him that I'm going to give him something to help him with his dizziness.
그녀는 애나가 환자에게 약물을 주사했던 장면을 또렷하게 기억하고 있었습니다.
Emmett Everett wasn't the only one. I took Dr. Poe and the 2 nurses to other bedsides. I was with them when they injected the patients.
You personally witnessed Dr. Poe inject patients?
Yes. I'm sorry it took me so long to tell you all this. It's just...
확실한 증인과 수많은 증거들은 모두 애나를 가리키고 있었죠.
Anna Poe. We have a warrant for your arrest on 4 counts of second-degree murder.
한순간에 존경받는 의사에서 살인자가 돼버린 애나.
All I did was try to help people. That is all I did.
I know that. I know you.
애나는 이제 어떻게 되는 걸까요? 허리케인 카트리나 상륙 11개월 후 2006년 7월 18일.
Memorial Hospital is a hospital in the city of New Orleans. It's a big hospital, been there a long time. Life Care has acute care patients, some of whom it is alleged were killed by lethal injection. This is not euthanasia. This is plain and simple homicide.
The Attorney General's office arrested these 3 upstanding medical professionals so he could have himself a media event to bolster his own reputation.
Is your client, Dr. Poe, innocent?
Yes, no doubt, absolutely.
논란의 중심에 선 애나는 결국 자신의 입장을 밝히기로 하는데
Tonight, for the first time, we hear from the accused.
And I want everybody to know that I am not a murderer.
You have to understand that. There were very sick people in the hospital. You had this intense heat, and we had a lack of all the tools that we normally use. So people were dying from the horrible conditions because they were not strong enough to tolerate them.
Jesus.
Bodies were piling up. The chapel became a morgue. Then gunshots were heard. There was fear that looters might break in.
차분하게 말을 이어가는 애나.
As a cancer specialist, I give hope to my patients.
She also says she is just not capable of any sort of mercy killing.
I do not believe in euthanasia. I don't think that it's anyone's decision to make when a patient dies. However, what I do believe in is comfort care. And that means that we ensure that they do not suffer pain.
As for Dr. Poe and the nurses, they are faced with the prospect of life in prison and the possibility of never practicing medicine again.
That is the thing.
그녀는 무엇보다 일에 대한 자신의 열정을 어필합니다.
I'm very committed, and I love what I do. I mean, I really love it. It is the best thing about my life. I may not be able to continue to do the thing that I love the most, where I know I can do a lot of good.
It's just phenomenally painful to me.
이후 상황은 그녀에게 유리하게 돌아가죠.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that evidence alone isn't going to get it done here.
Why? Because Poe went on 60 Minutes?
Yeah, and she did incredibly well.
A TV show is not going to decide this.
You don't think it matters? People in the city, they're going to want to know, why should Anna Poe, a heroic doctor, go to jail? Why should she be the one person to take the blame for everything that went wrong? You know who didn't get arrested? Nobody from any corporate entity. Nobody from Tenet. Nobody from Life Care. And what about the government officials? Why wasn't Governor Blanco arrested or Mayor Nagin? They were the leaders. They were the goddamn people in charge.
죄를 따지자면 넘어야 할 산도 많았고 애나의 입장에 공감하는 사람들도 있었죠.
If you were given choice between comforting a patient, possibly quickening his death, or abandoning patients to suffer a slow, agonizing death, which would you choose to do?
Well, I don't believe that was the choice. You can comfort people without killing them, and no one had to abandon them.
The fact is that when doctors are given the untenable position of having to choose who gets care and who does not get care, there are no right answers, Horace.
All I want is for us to sit down all together and figure out what went wrong so we can learn from this for the future.
얼마 후.
In each of these 10 counts, it is noted not a true bill of indictment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Grand jury had decided not to bring criminal charges against her.
Anna, they didn't indict you. Not on any of the charges.
그런데 세상엔 잘 알려지지 않은 충격적인 일이 있었는데요.
Thought there wasn't any food or water.
Yeah, except for these cases of water stacked all the way to the ceiling.
Canned goods all over the place.
사실 병원엔 충분한 음식과 물이 있었던 것이었죠.
In that hospital, it wasn't a damn battlefield with mortar shells coming in. It was a shelter. They had food and water, and rescue boats. Wouldn't somebody rather risk getting carried downstairs or hell, lowered out a window rather than not try at all? Why would you not at least try to get them out? If you're a doctor, you get to just decide who lives and who dies. If you feel like giving your patients huge doses of morphine versus that cocktail, that's your call.
애나가 했던 말을 똑똑히 기억하고 있는 그녀.
You know, I had to give her 3 doses. She was really fighting.
These poor folks, they had no idea what was happening to them. They had no way of defending themselves. It's really
1년 뒤.
What happened to me inside Memorial Hospital is hard to describe. The heat, the stench, the lack of power, the chaos as we tried to evacuate the patients. I should note something that I didn't know. Coast Guard helicopters can't fly at night. We did not get the type of support that we needed to evacuate patients. We were left on our own by local, state, and federal governments that totally failed us. We were abandoned. I know in my heart that every single one of us in that hospital did everything we could to comfort and to care. No one was abandoned. No one was neglected. And everybody was treated with dignity. You know, I consider myself one of the luckiest people in the world because of your support. And for that, I thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
박수가 터져 나오고 자신의 결정이 틀리지 않았으니 많은 사람들 앞에 다시 한번 확인받고 있는 애나. 하지만 그녀가 착각한 것이 있었죠. 사실 해양경찰 헬기는 밤에도 구조활동을 했던 것이었습니다. 애나의 말에 불쾌감을 드러내는 호러스 박사. 과연 그가 알고 있는 진실은 무엇일까요? 애나가 환자들을 위해 했던 선택은 과연 최선이었을까요? 혹시 환자들을 구할 다른 방법은 없었던 걸까요? 너무나 몰입감이 뛰어난 메디컬 재난 드라마 애플TV 플러스 재난 그 이후. 실화를 바탕으로 한 이 드라마는 셰리 핑커의 저서 재난 그 이후를 원작으로 만들어진 작품인데요. 의사이자 기자인 셰리 핑커는 메모리얼 병원에서 일어난 일을 재구성한 기사 메모리얼의 치명적인 선택으로 2010년 플리처상을 수상했습니다. 그리고 실제로 허리케인 카트리나는 1000명 이상의 사망자와 미국 자연재해 중 최대 규모인 약 145조 원으로 추정되는 엄청난 재산 피해를 남겼다고 하죠. 이상 국가의 재난 위기관리 시스템이 얼마나 중요한지, 인간의 존엄성과 위급 상황에서 어떤 선택을 우선시해야 할 것인지 다시 한번 생각해보게 되는 드라마 재난 그 이후였습니다. 그럼 저는 더욱 유익한 드라마로 다시 찾아올게요. 믿고 보는 카랑, 구독, 좋아요, 알람, 부르르, 카랑카랑.